Hey, so let's start with the references and how to set up your references. So basically I just took a few pictures of myself, trying to like reproduce a little bit what you will have if you are in the industry. So basically, to explain, if you're in the industry and you don't know, like when you will receive most of the time references for digidoubles, you will have like a scan and a lot of images coming from that scan and photo references, you know. So they are all gonna be taken in the same time, and they most of the time will be perfect, and they will also come with cameras. And if you're working on studios such as MPC, you will have what we call a camera lineup, which is basically a camera inside Maya, which is showing you the model inside Maya matching with your photo references. So you will basically have the possibility to hide your model and to have the references on the back, which is matching. It's gonna really help you to create your haircut or your beard or your eyebrows, because you will just like, you will have to hide it, and you will be sure that this here will be at the right place. It will not be just interpretation, it will also be like matching exactly to the reference. But I do not have this, and you will not have this too. So I took those pictures quickly. As you can see, it's just like myself rotating, just different views of myself. And I'm gonna try to do that kind of haircut. Not reproduce it at 100%, but the idea. So how do I set up my references when I have this? So basically what I like to do is importing those on Photoshop and start understanding the flow of the hair. So the flow will be, I guess, the most important thing, because you may not be able to exactly have each hair following exactly the haircut, but if you have the flow, the idea, when the client or when people will see your groom, they will be like, oh yeah, that looks like the reference, right? So when I'm talking about the flow, I'm talking about that kind of line, you know, for example. So basically I'm just gonna show you, so I'm creating a new calc, you know, and I'm trying to start understanding the flow and also the pack of hair. So basically I can see that I have, like, you know, a pack here of hair which is going under this one. And if I take a look, I probably have a second one here which is doing this, right? This one is going like this. And the idea will be to understand that on this front part here, my hair are basically doing this shape, you know. They all are doing this, right? So this is very important, and you will have to reproduce this idea once you will be in xGen or in Maya or any other software. Same here, you know, it's doing basically this kind of S shape, right? So for now I can definitely see this, and I can also see that from here there is a kind of break, you know. Here there is a breakup, right? You can see inside, in between, and here, you know, it's once again it's doing this shape here, like this. And so that's interesting to take a look at. And here you can see that there are some which are here, you know, and they are coming like this, in this direction, and those ones are basically doing this. It do not have to be very detailed or precise or whatever, it's just to give you the idea of the shape, and to understand also better what you will have to do when you will be in Maya. So some people will just like to, you know, create okay, I'm doing this, just few, because it's sometimes better to not have too many markers that are just like making your reference invisible at the end. And also I want you to take a look at that kind of flyaways here, you know. This is also very important because this is gonna give you the shape, and basically if you remove them, haircut will feel very flat, you know. So it's something you will also have to reproduce. So that being said, we also can see that there is a length variation between here and here, you know. Here I have very short fur, very close to the skin, okay, and here they are way more longer, and here they are kind of mid-range, you know. So it's a gradient between here to here, and from here to here they are way longer. So it's something, now you know it, you will always think of this when you will groom your stuff, right? So I'm just gonna deactivate this, sorry. So that's great. You can also do the same with the eyebrows, basically. So you can, like, you know, start feeling like, oh, okay, this here are going like this, and here my eyebrows are going like this. Interesting. And here they are going like this. And you can build them. And once you understand this, it's gonna really help you at the end, you know. So I really advise you to do it. And why I took many views, it's because it's important to do it in different views. Because basically I'm gonna open this one, yeah. I'm gonna create like something here. And you can see that this hair here, which is doing the kind of S shape that I was talking about, if you just like remember this one here and take a look at this, you will be able to have a way better understanding of how your hair should go, you know. Because if you just take a look at the front view here, you don't really know where those are going. But as soon as you have other views, sorry, let's take this one, you can feel like, okay, so my hair are going like this, right? And they stop at this point, and this one stop at this point, and I have more here, and once I'm here, this is new hair which are coming maybe from like this part, right? So this is very important to understand, and also it's gonna help you to have this, which is basically the style that everybody has, and which are giving the changement of direction of your hair. So they are basically doing this, right? Okay, so this is also very important to have and to understand. And also you can definitely see that what I was talking about, so short hair here, here too, and which is coming to be a way longer here, and very long here, right? So it's giving you very good information. Let's take another view. This one, the back view, is also very important because it gives you also the structure of the hair, you know, like the shape, the general shape of the hair. You have sometimes to watch your reference from far, so you will know if like it's doing something very like round or something very like, you know, like a crit or whatever your haircut is. And I can see that my hair are going like this, you know. They basically have this shape. And this is gonna be very important to recreate. And now I'm here on the back, I can see that those one are doing this. Because they're basically changing their direction here, sorry. Here, you know. And this one is doing this. And this one are doing this. So you have to spend time on your references you have to spend time on analyzing. Okay, so here it's coming and doing this shape. And here those one are just like kind of not straight, but not coming like this. And those one are going here. So as you can see, there is always different like 4 directions, and this is what you will need to achieve if you definitely want to match the reference. So feel free to do this with like as many references as you have. And I'm just gonna show you here, because here it's also very interesting, right? So it shows you how those ones are going like this, and how those which are coming from here are doing that kind of shape. And I have a kind of separation at this part here, like here it's kind of invisible here, but you can see some hair doing this, and the separation will be basically this. I also know it because I have a lot of references and it's my hair, so I know how they are, but it's kind of visible on these references. So feel free to analyze as much as you can, and to, before starting anything, just like to understand what you will do. It's gonna be a waste of time for the first hour that you're doing this, but when you will start doing your Maya, you will feel like, oh, okay, I'm basically just saving my time now, because you will not have to go back every time to your reference and, oh, where this hair is going. You will be like, oh, okay, I know, so I have at the back of my head the star which is basically doing this, right? And my hair were doing that kind of stuff. And as soon as you will see your reference, you will remember this, and you'll be like, oh, okay, so my hair have to go to that direction. I guess I have a few more which are interesting, which is this one. The top view is always very important. And I'm gonna just make a quick draw over. So it's very important to understand the star that I was talking about, right? So this one is doing this, and this one is basically a very big clump here. Okay, and then you have those ones which are going like this, and inside this one you have this. I'm gonna just take this. So this is also very interesting, and they are meeting other hair here, that's why they are doing that kind of wavy hair. And here you also can see this flow. Once again, the purpose will not obviously to be, oh, okay, so I have one hair here, I have to match this one, but just like as soon as you understand what your hair are doing, and here I can see that I have a separate shape, and here I have a few more shapes. And then once you're here, back to these directions. Just with this, you will be able to definitely understand way better the flow of your hair. And if I take this view, is also interesting. Once again, it gives you the... I'm just gonna try to separate the clumps. So always take multiple views. You cannot really do a groom with just one view. It's like doing a sculpting with one view. It's absurd. Sometimes you have to because you have no other views and you have to do this haircut, but it's definitely not a good thing to do. Right, so once you will have to find your references, do haircut with multiple references, not just one reference. Mostly if it's your first groom, you're gonna just be lost and you will never achieve to something very realistic, right? And this is interesting also. Because those views, even if I do not have the line-up camera set up for my head, and also I'm not grooming my head, so it's never gonna match, you can, turn your camera to that kind of position and feel like, hey, do I see this idea, this flow idea or not? If not, that probably means that you're in the wrong directions. Okay, so just like, remember this. So once you have this setup, you can, it was just an example for me, so you can spend a way more time than 15 minutes on this. And I'm sure that it's gonna help you a lot. So do this process, definitely do it. And you can do it for the beard also. If you zoom in here, it's gonna be important to understand where the beard is going, So I basically have those ones which are going like this. Some of them are going up, and those ones are going down. Those ones are going like this, and those ones are coming from here, and those ones are going in that kind of weird direction. And that's also gonna help you to isolate some shape which can be important, So that kind of shape here, and then it's doing this, right? And if you have some, this for example also is very important. Oh, one other thing that is very important that I forgot to talk about is the hairline. The hairline is basically this. For me it's going a bit like here and coming back here. This is very important. Why? Because first, I do not have any fur here, right? So I will have to paint a density map here to avoid this part and not have anything. Having also this shape here will change everything, because if my hair were like coming from here, or like basically also from here, it's definitely changing the haircut, like it's completely different. So the hairline is basically what gives you the shape of the haircut that you're doing here, like this. It could have been this, or it could have been this. It depends on people. So definitely remember this, like the hairline is very important, and that's why having different views is a must-have, because here the shape is very visible, but I already drew it. I wanted to just get back to the front view. The front view, you can see this, right? Definitely can see this shape coming back to us and going once again like this. You have to follow this. And you have to, maybe on the side view, you also see here, doing this. And here, it's important. Sorry, just, oops. I'm using the Maya shortcut. And here, you can see those hair here. That can be interesting to understand also. Because once you have the 3/4 like this, yeah, you will need to see a little bit of hair. So yeah, just like enjoy with your reference, try to find the right directions, try to make some drawer of the directions, all of them, and try to achieve a good result with those drawers, so it's gonna really save your time at the end of the haircut.